Our beloved, welcome to a chat with Samantha and Dorcas. Thank you for coming through. Today, we have a very, very interesting topic, and I'm sure all of you will be happy. First, I remember that just last week, we got results for our kids, the grade 7s and the grade 9s, and most of them did well. We are very happy that they did well. We are proud of you guys. The sky is the limit. Please keep going. Keep going. Like I said, today we have a very interesting topic because today we are looking at my results so, but then again, they will also reach that stage. So all those that are waiting for the results, the grade 12s, please get your notepads and your pens. Start taking notes because today we have someone that is very interesting. Some of you know him, some of you don't. But at the end of this day, most of you will love him. This is Mark Mubuyayeta Mukenge. He's going to talk about careers. You know, sometimes what happens is you want to know what you want, you know what you want to do today. Tomorrow you don't. So somebody's here to tell us what to do. Please.
So today we have a talk to do with careers, something that affects all of us, all angles of our lives. So please keep coming. We want to be together. We want to move at the same pace. We don't want to leave anyone behind. We want to understand what a career is. Is it what you think it is? Or maybe it has been something else in your mind. Please keep coming online. We want to be with you. We want to share the knowledge. We want to move as one. We do not want people to continue making wrong career choices. So please keep coming online. Drop a comment. We want to know where you are watching us from. What do you have to say about the show? How would you want us to help this page grow?
You know, I was thinking, it's, you know, when I was younger, I knew what I wanted to do. Every time somebody asks me, what do you want to be? I'll be like, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a teacher. And then when I grew up, I'm grade 12. I wrote my exams. Somebody asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, first let me see my results. And I see that happening with everyone. The kids, you ask them, they one primary, they know what they want to be. But when they reach grade 11, 12, they don't know. They'll be like, no, I don't know. So why is that like that?
Sammie, that's a very common scenario with most people. Many of us or many people have gone through that. Today we find many people having jobs that they don't even enjoy doing. It is because of wrong career choices that they made. We find people that are doing the jobs that they didn't dream of. They never dreamt of. But that's what they are doing, and they have to earn a living. They can't change. It's too late. Maybe it's too late or something like that. So that's why I want you to keep coming so that we share. Let us share. Let us hear from you. Let us define what is this career. Can we define the career that we always talk about? It's a very common term amongst, especially the youth, the young people.
It's now that I'm hearing career. Actually, now I'm even hearing something like vocation. What way is this? Because but career. There's something like vocation now. What is that, Mark?
Oh, yes, Sammie. Today we want to concentrate so much on defining what a career and a vocation is. We want to try and bring the distinction between the two, because many times we use them interchangeably, but they are not the same. They mean differently. So that's what we want to come to discuss today. That's what we want to learn today. That's what we want to understand after this discussion. We want everyone to know the difference between a career and a vocation.
I hope I hope all those that need to learn that have their notepads and their pens, because when you miss this, man, you're not going to have it again. Please, come on, so that you can hear this.
Okay. So how much more often do we hear the term career or vocation? How often do we hear the terms career and vocation? So often, I guess. But do we really know what they mean? The answer might be no or yes. If it is yes, is it really what it means? When we talk of a career, the most obvious is earning income. Many of us will say a career is something that gives you an income, which is very true. A career is simply something that you do to earn an income. But in simple terms, I would say a vocation is something that one can do even without expecting a pay at the end of the day.
I hope I take notes because I also didn't know. Seriously?
Yes. Yes. A career, when someone chooses a career, it is something that is going to sustain them for the rest of their life. But then, a vocation is something that you have to live with. Even after the career comes to an end. Because a career can come to an end when you retire. Your career is ended. But a vocation cannot end, cannot come to an end.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, this is nice. Okay. I should take notes as well, eh? I should really take notes.
So, I would say, obviously, is earning an income. A person's vocation invokes inmost gifts, abilities, passions, dreams, and broader life purposes. I hope we understand that.
Yeah,
a vocation is something that you do wholeheartedly. You just love to do it. You do not have anything that encourages you to benefit like we do for a career. A career, you know that when I work, at the end of the month, I have a salary. Or at the end of the week, I have a wage. Or I have personal interests to achieve. But when we talk of a vocation is something that you just love to do. With or without pay, you can do it. And you love to do it. Maybe that's, in simple terms, that's what I would say a vocation is.
I love the definition. Something that you just do because you want to get a pay. And something that you do because you love doing it.
Yes.
I think I can relate. There's something that I would do because I want to get a pay. But there's something that I would do because I love doing it.
Even if somebody does not promise you a job,
you still do it.
So everyone's vocation should be what they feel compelled to do because it gives them deeper meaning to life, as well as added meaning within ourselves or to themselves. When you do something, you even feel fulfilled. You just by doing that, you feel fulfilled. So your true vocation will characterize how you operate in general. I guess we are getting to have an idea of what I'm talking about.
I'm hoping so.
Some, maybe not to preempt my discussion, you can see when you have maybe a medical personnel that trained to be a medical personnel to get a career, but it's not their vocation. You can easily see and tell by the way they handle or by the way they carry themselves or when they're at work or outside work. Another example I can give is a teacher. You know there are certain teachers that are very passionate about their jobs. They are very passionate about their jobs. They, even when there is no salary, they can volunteer to work, to give a service, to provide a service. Not to preempt or not to criticize. Just yesterday, for those of us that were listening to news, I heard the minister was talking about giving first priority to those medical personnel that have been volunteering even without a salary when the time for recruitment comes. It means those people, most of them, were not doing it for money, but for the love of what they were doing, for the love of the job. So for those people, we can categorize them as the people that have the vocation, that are called. A vocation is a calling. So they are called to work. But somebody that just has, that is in that field just for a career to earn money, they wouldn't even volunteer because they are not paid. So they have to wait to be deployed so that they can start earning a salary at the end of it all. I don't know what you have to say, Sammie.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm loving that. I'm also thinking I should ask you a question at the end of this. So what are we telling the ones that are waiting for their results? Because some of them don't even know what they want to do. So what are we telling them? Is there anything that we can tell them now? I know that we're going to have this career talk over and over, maybe in another show and another one, but is there anything that we can tell them for today?
Before I go to the school leavers, those that are waiting for their results, not just school leavers, but even those that are already in their careers, that already have jobs, that are already doing something. I want to give an example of the distinction between a career and finance. I want to talk about someone that may have a career in finance. Someone may have a career in finance, but their vocation is something else, something like teaching. They may have a career in finance, but their vocation is teaching.
The distinction. Teaching finance.
Yes, or in preaching, which is the same as teaching. So a vocation is something that one has to keep, or something that stays with you throughout your life, from childhood up to the time you die. But a career has an expiry date. Someone, that's why we say that one is an ex-teacher, an ex-soldier. They retired, they're no longer a teacher, but they were a teacher, their career was a teacher. But then you find we have people that will have, maybe they're a teacher, they have a career in teaching, but their vocation maybe is carpentry. Along that, outside work, when they knock off from work, they do that without expecting a salary. So maybe for the sake of continuity, we had discussed almost, we have gone halfway our discussion, but then we want to encourage everyone to see how best they can marry career and vocation, because they go hand in hand. We said someone may have a career in finance while his or her vocation remains teaching or going on various adventures. We have seen such people. They are a teacher, but they are more interested in going out.
Exactly.
Instead of being at work every time they want to go out. Meaning, teaching is just a career, but their vocation, what they love to do, even without receiving a salary, is going out. I stated earlier on that we can start to relate, some of us. Each one of us can start to relate, can start to identify themselves.
I mean, I have.
We know better.
Fight myself. I have.
Some people may think, well, wouldn't we all like go on adventures or be able to teach in some capacity? We all ask that. Sometimes when we see others do it, we think it's easy. Or when we see others go out, we think it's easy. Going out also is very difficult because it has its costs to it. Teaching also. When you see somebody teach, you think you can do it, but then it takes a lot. Yes, especially soccer fans. They always want to blame and analyze soccer, but put them on the pitch. It's not their vocation.
Exactly.
They may have a career in coaching, but they cannot play. They do not have that vocation. While that may be true on the surface, our vocation should be a calling that we discover after truly finding ourselves. So we have to find ourselves. We have to identify ourselves. Not everyone will find himself or herself. Only those who truly want to know and seek themselves. So not everyone. So it takes one to dig deeper. Get interested in knowing who you are. After you have known who you are, then you will be able to discover yourself. I earlier on said that a vocation is a lifelong journey that we either accept or reject over time. What do I mean like over time? There are some times when we decide, no, I want to be this, or when you are 25, your likings were different to those that you have when you are in your 30s. We must find patterns in our lives that we are drawn to, enjoy, recognized by, and that motivates us to dig deeper. What do I mean by digging deeper? Digging deeper about ourselves. Furthermore, I have a few questions to ask you, to ask yourselves. So you have to ask yourselves if you have to identify yourself.
There, you can hold. Please get your pens and papers. You have your notepads. Please get. There are questions coming. There are questions coming. Please get your notepads. Don't say no, as we didn't hear that. It's time to answer the questions, or it's time to write them. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Number one, which passion and talent have you noticed in your life ever since you were actually a child? Even if you do not actually pursue them now, take a few minutes to reflect back when you did or thought about it. Why did you enjoy those activities so much? I said, which passions and talents have you noticed in your life ever since you were a child? Even if you do not actually pursue them now, take a few minutes to reflect back when you did or thought about it. Why do you enjoy these activities so much? Why do you enjoy these activities so much? What do you really mean? What do they really mean to you? Those activities you liked way back, or you thought you would be, or you thought you were going to do. Can you reflect? This is a process of identifying yourself. I hope we have taken note of that. Secondly, how would you make a difference? How would you make a difference?